Welcome back to another episode of the What Are You Nerdy About podcast, an extension of Nerdstalgia. We're a store in the Citadel Mall of Colorado Springs, and we carry what you're nerdy about. We're there Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed on Mondays so everybody can get a day off. And we want to see you come in, check out what we have. Let us know what you're nerdy about. And we're going to be talking nerdy with Nicky Hyde here in a moment. We also have the grand opening party at the store. That's going to be Saturday the 24th. So that's coming up pretty quick after we post this video. But that is a time that you can come check out the store, see some unique vendors, get some photo ops, see some cosplay, live music in the store, and live wrestling right outside the store. So it'll be a great time to check out, free of charge for you, but come support us, whether that's a vendor or a wrestler, the store itself. Make sure you show your support while you're there. Nicky Hyde is who we have today, and we're going to be talking nerdy with. Nicky, you wrestle for a couple of local Colorado groups. We'll talk about that a little bit, but we want to get to know you and what you're nerdy about. So talk to me. What are you nerdy about?
So in general, I'm just a nerd. My gimmick as a pro wrestler is theater, but I actually work in theater professionally. But as far as the typical nerd things, I think the biggest thing I'm nerdy about is Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. So Dungeons and Dragons. I'm kind of excited to learn a lot more about Dungeons and Dragons because I know very little. So I know it's a role-playing game. I know you have to have friends to be able to play it because I didn't have enough of those growing up to learn it at the young age. I watched the cartoon in the 80s until mom and dad said, no, that's satanic and you can't watch that. So the arcade cabinet, the cartoon in the 80s, and knowing it from the Satanic Panic and growing up in the middle of that in the 80s, that's about all I know of D&D. So talk to me about Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I mean, like you said, it is a role-playing game, but just in general, it's very much based off of Lord of the Rings at first. Like you can see a lot of comparisons between those different worlds where, yeah, things are changed in name, but it's still that same medieval fantasy setting for the most part. Uh, it has evolved from there. So you had your like medieval fantasy, slaying vampires and dragons, dungeon delving and exploration. There's some more futuristic things now as well. But just the game itself is just a very lore heavy thing, and it's just a very big thing to like just research and study, and it's just really fun. It's honestly one of the best things you can do when if you have friends. But there are ways to play without friends, especially with like AI and such now, where you can kind of work into there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a way to expand your audience and at least introduce somebody to it so they don't feel like a 100% noob walking into a Dungeons and Dragons get together. So let's back it up a little bit and talk to the audience that doesn't know a an RPG, a role playing game. What is that?
It's RPG is well, you just said it's a role playing game where you are being the character. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Dungeons and Dragons. Like video games themselves, most of them are role playing games where you are the main character and you have quests that you come to and you proceed throughout the game. And it depends on the RPG. Some are more streamlined, some you have just immense amounts of control on what you do and not necessarily knowing what the consequences of those actions will be in game until it might be too late.
A lot of times you get a pick as you power your character up, how you power that up, what kind of weapons you choose, what if you choose strength over stamina or speed. So, in that sense, a wrestling game with a created character could be a role playing game.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, in fact, I remember as a kid playing SmackDown versus Raw, and creating your own character, like your own wrestler. It is a role playing. Like ultimately, you are the professional wrestler of the story mode, and that makes it role playing.
Little side conversation, but have you ever played WrestleQuest?
No, I've been told I should check it out, and I've got
Absolutely
$50 sitting
should.
on my Steam account that I need to use that I got for Christmas. Might
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah, you absolutely should if you're into RPGs and you're a wrestler. So, yeah, I mean, it's wrestling lore, but your little battles are wrestling moves and matches, and
Yeah.
you're building yourself up to be the greatest wrestler of all time. So there's a lot of fun in it, and a lot of I know Jeff Jarrett was a consultant on the wrestling side to make sure that wrestler IPs were protected and all that kind of stuff, and have wrestling stuff in there.
See, well, I'll say this. The reason I play like Dungeons and Dragons is because it is the chance for me to experience something I can't in life. But
Yeah.
let's face it, I am already the best professional wrestler in the world, so I don't need a video game to tell me that as well.
Very true. I need that because I'm 45 and I have a back that would be mad if I ever tried to take a bump. So I need all the role playing games I can get for that.
Yeah.
So back to D&D. Talk to me about how you kind of got started with playing D&D.
Well, I played a couple times as a kid, nothing major. But when I was in college, there was a massive storm going on, and it canceled classes for a good week and a half.
Wow.
Which to
Where
most
was
people,
this?
that's what?
Where in the United States was this?
Georgia. I don't
Okay.
remember exactly what was going on, but I think it was like a combination of we were going into fall break, a storm hit, not fall break, but close to winter break, maybe around Thanksgiving time.
Mm-hmm.
A while back, I don't remember off the top of my
Yeah.
head, but extended break, and I was just bored. Just put on a D&D podcast and was just listening while I was cleaning, and just got hooked on it.
Okay.
So from there, just play like anytime I can get a group of people together, I'll play. Like I built a table that has like a TV in it that you can project the maps onto. Like, yeah.
Next level nerd.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have a lot of things. I do book binding for fun.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
That sounds. I mean, that just sounds like a blast for anybody. That's a fun activity, book binding. So we'll have to talk about that at some point too. I think that's pretty cool. So, how often do you play D&D? Do you have a regular group that you get together with?
I really wish I did. It's so like since I've moved out here, it's been harder to get a group of friends to play.
Mm-hmm.
But even before then, I was in grad school, and just time wise with being a grad student, didn't have a lot of time. I played a couple sessions online with friends. But honestly, with what I can do, like I could do a regular campaign, or I can just do one shots with friends. And
Sure.
I'm all like my place is set up to always be ready for a game.
Yeah. So to get started with D&D, I know there are books, there are boards. Like, what kind of things are involved to be able to play this game?
Well, like realistically, the most you might need if you're bare bones, you have nothing else, is just, and I don't even know if you need it anymore because you have your computer, but a set of dice and a couple friends and just some story ideas. You can find stat blocks of monsters and creatures online. You can figure out how to make a character online. Like, there's just so many ways to play the game. Like, you don't need this. Like, you don't need that to play. It
Sure.
makes it a lot more fun to like set the table up with everything, but you could literally just sit on a like at a coffee table with 2 or 3 friends with your computer, your tablet or phone or something with some dice and just have at it.
So talk to me about creating a character. You've said that a couple of times. How do you go about creating a character? How often do you create a new character?
That's not a fair question because I always have stupid ideas, and that's how I create my characters.
Okay.
I have made a goblin paladin who loved gold so much it gave him divine powers. I have made a barbarian fairy character that just collected people's teeth.
Okay.
Because they were the tooth fairy.
Okay.
And that's kind of just, that's how I create most of my characters. Because that's just how it's fun. Like, I give these stupid ideas and I work with whoever I'm playing. Like, most of the time I'm the DM, so I don't make too many characters for myself. Like, I'll make them and they just sit in a binder and it never gets touched. But I come up with these dumb ideas and it's like, why not make it?
So, talk to me about this online solo play. Where does somebody go to learn more about that?
I mean, it's something you can just do. Like, you can go to like ChatGPT or any AI program and type it up. Is it good for the environment? Probably not, but it's one of those things where you just play, like, you interact with the AI and you say what you want to do, and if that's what you can do, then yeah. But there's also, like, a couple years ago, Steam, or not Steam, but I found on Steam a game, Baldur's Gate 3, and it plays like the current edition of Dungeons and Dragons. So if you have a PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC, one of those, you can just download the game for like $50. And if you have never played D&D but you're interested, it is probably my favorite way of introducing somebody, because there's a lot of wacky storylines that happen. You can, like, the actions have consequences. You can play on an easy mode where you just play and like the combats are super easy, or you can play on what they have, honor mode, where no saves. Like, if you die, you die. Like, the game is over and you have to restart. But I would say Baldur's Gate 3 would probably be the biggest recommendation I have for people if they're wanting to, like, dip their toe in, but they don't necessarily really want to do the paper pencils type deal, or they don't have a lot of friends. It's a great way to just get that itch started.
And we'll probably come back and talk about that a little bit more. What about like adjacent stuff? So, we're a collectible store and we like collectible stuff. So when you're like, you don't need anything to play it, you can just grab your phone and do that. I'm like, no, we're a physical media place. So what are the physical aspects of D&D ownership and collecting?
Well, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff. Like, I've got almost all of the books for the current edition. I buy and make props. It's also like the dice. You can get so many. Like, I know people that just have so many math rocks. I'm one of the people that has quite a few myself. Like, how much you want to get into the game. Like, you have your DM screen to cover people's view. You can buy like horns, tankards, stuff to, like, when you're playing and drinking and having fun with your friends, it creates that world. There's so much you can have, and like, it's one of those things where you could have almost nothing, or you can be like me and have almost an entire living room dedicated to it.
Sure. I've seen everything from, books, statues, toys, arcade cabinets. Have you ever played the arcade game from the 80s?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Pretty sure I've got that on an emulator. If you're ever in the Springs and want to check it out, I'll pull it up and see if I do.
Well, next Saturday I will be.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to check the emulator and see if that's working out. Make sure it's on there. So
I completely forgot about one of the biggest parts of D&D when it comes to physical materials.
Yeah.
The miniatures.
Oh,
just the little figurines. Like, the same with like Warhammer, where you can buy these miniatures, paint them, make them look exactly how you want. Like, that's probably one of the biggest cash cows of Dungeons and Dragons.
Warhammer reached out to me, and they actually sent me a sample box of product to check out in their catalog. I don't know where I put it, and I don't know enough about this stuff. Do you know anything about Warhammer?
I know a little bit. I think the best person to talk to would probably be Niles Blood for that one, though. Like, I'm almost exclusively Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Appreciate the tip. The dice, I know I've seen all kinds of fun version of the dice. So I've seen them for the games, and then I've seen kind of tributes from them. I know we've got some dice at the store for I don't know what to eat, and you can roll the dice, and they're the D&D sided dice, and what to eat, what to watch, what to do on a date night.
Yeah.
You can have some fun ones for couples. I don't think they're D&D dice, but they're
I
dice.
mean, the thing is, I've seen people play D&D with those types of dice.
Oh, fun.
It's
Okay.
very stupid, very crass, very fun.
Yeah, I would say it would mix the game up and have some fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that grand opening again. We do have that coming up, and it's going to have the wrestling show from BPW, and we'll talk a little bit more about that with you. But in addition to that, Fonte Flame will be having live music inside the store. We're going to have a Star Trek cosplay group that's going to be a great photo ops, Ultra Mega skateboards, and the guy that designs all the art on the skateboards. He'll be there. 3D print where you can get some custom work done. Great sales in the store. And Vault 35, you can sign up and check out a way to subscribe to new comics so you don't miss an issue. Since we do everything vintage, they have things that are new. We nerds like to work together to get everything that we need. So there's a lot of collecting. You can't get it all from one place. So it's the treasure hunt's part of it. So we want to see you at the store. Come check some of that stuff out. Definitely check out our grand opening party if you're free on the 24th. Part of the 24th is going to be BPW's Brawl in the Mall. So Nicky, you work with BPW and also Primos and Rocky Mountain Pro. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I just recently started training at Rocky Mountain Pro. I was training at Primos for about a year. Nothing against Primos, just a nice change from
Sure.
what I was doing, always moving around trying to do new things. But I'll
That's the
say,
wrestler path. You learn from as many people as you can learn
yeah,
from. It's you learn in your area, and then you travel different countries, and then you learn all the styles you can.
yeah, like I had the fortune of learning in like the old school NWA style in Georgia and moved out here to Colorado where the style is much faster, hard hitting pace. So my style you wouldn't think goes well, but when you have somebody that just slows down the pace of a match, it changes the dynamic of a
Yeah,
show.
absolutely.
One thing I'll say about Brawl for the Mall is like I am the only champion from BPW that's going to be there, and my title is going to be defended. I'm
Oh,
not sure against who yet. Boss won't tell me that. I just know
okay.
I'm defending my
You're
BPW
ready.
Livewire championship.
You're
I'm,
ready
I'm
for
just
that
I'm
challenge.
just I'm just the stupendously prepared one.
All right. So, what is the title that you hold?
The BPW Livewire Championship.
Okay.
And it is, in my opinion, the prettiest belt in the state of Colorado that's being used.
All right, I'm excited to see that actually. I am a bit of a belt guy, so as you'll see in the store, we have a few title belts that you can come check out. So, somebody wanted to check out some of your work, some of your matches, where you're going to be, where would they find that?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, on the Nicky Hyde. Booking inquiries for matches would also be TheNickyHyde at Gmail. Yeah,
You
I
also have a
post my
YouTube
stuff on
channel?
YouTube as
Yep.
yeah, I post stuff on YouTube once in a while. It's kind of hard sometimes. I don't get the match footage or the footage doesn't look well, so
Sure.
I can't post as much as I'd like. I mostly post on Facebook and Instagram. I will say that much.
Gotcha. Okay. They can also watch your work because BPW Live has a YouTube channel. I know they can go
Yes.
there and watch previous cards and see some of your matches there, how you won the title, how you've been defending the title, how you've been showing everybody you're the greatest pro wrestler.
Yeah. And trivia fact, I won the first ladder match at Battleground Pro Wrestling, and that is how I
Huh?
became the champion.
That's great. So, obviously, our title belts, we have to keep them up high so people don't just grab them and mess with
Yeah.
them. So, it's kind of fun whenever I have to get the belt off the top shelf, I get a ladder. So, I feel a little like a Hardy every time.
Do you ever just like go like a match where it's exhausted one at a time?
I saw a great video from Wrestle Talk where they were showing around Money in the Bank. They were just climbing a ladder. And they're just, ugh, I got to change this light bulb up here, man. and took a next step and
Yeah,
slowly
that,
climbed the ladder like a
and
wrestler would to change a light bulb.
it's funny because like when you are in a match and you've
Mhm.
gone like 10, 12, 15 minutes, it's not like you are trying still to go as hard as you can and try as fast as you can, but your pace, like climbing that ladder, becomes one of the most difficult things I
I
have
would
ever
think so.
experienced. Like I
Yeah, 'cause
always
it's
thought,
all about the
if I'm
timing.
in a ladder, I've always thought if I'm in a ladder match, I'm just gonna climb up and get it. Like I work in theater, like I've climbed up scaffolding ladders, so tall, so high, but in my ladder match, it was extremely hard just to go. Like I'm having to watch who's around me trying to climb up
Mhm.
that ladder, and it's like the slowness isn't because you're just trying to make it dramatic. It's like you're literally experiencing exhaustion and fatigue while climbing up the ladder and also still having to have eyes in the back of your head.
And still keep it all together
Yeah.
mentally, keep the whole match together. I don't even like matches on the video games that are ladder matches, man. I suck at them. It's too much going on, too many people to knock the ladder out.
Yeah. Well, I had Ryzen and a couple of cronies with him that were making it hard for me.
Yeah. But you outdid it all because you're the greatest.
I am the stupendous one for a reason.
Yes. So back to some D&D. Why is it that you're so passionate about this? What makes you so nerdy about D&D?
Because I'm a hands-on person.
Okay.
So when I play D&D, it's like I'm thinking of everything I can do with it. Like I said, I built the table. I know bookbinding. Like these are all skills I've like acquired from just in general life. I want to make more stuff and build out of it. Like the merch I make, I design myself. I don't make it all, but I design it. I
Hmm.
make the patches on the hats and I sew them on myself. I make my own gear. I can build tables, make books. My girlfriend and I did that where I helped make that frame look good, and she painted it image to make it look like it's outside of a castle wall.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that experience. Like for me, it's not just the game; it's all of the stuff to make it part of the game.
It's a creative outlet.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's great. I think we all need that. I think through evolution of time, like we were made to work with our hands and our bodies a lot more than we do sometimes. And we end up, I'm a retailer. I'm indoors all day. I'm a wimp. I like air conditioning. I don't like it to be too hot. I don't like it to be too cold. So, we kind of wimpify ourselves, but I think that creative outlet's needed.
yeah, it definitely is. Like, uh, even in like before I started wrestling or anything, I always had this mindset of whatever I do as a job, I need to have at least one other thing I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I worked at a retail store and the only thing that kept me somewhat sane is woodworking because being able to get away from that outside world, like
Yeah.
that work brain into something just working with my hands hobby wise, like having hobbies is important for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, retail alone will make you insane. I will say that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It's a little different owning it. I mean, it's a different type of stressor, but at least you don't have, no matter how long you've done a job, you don't have somebody telling you how bad you are at it, no matter how
Yeah.
good you are, just to justify their job. So, hey,
Yeah.
but hey, we're talking about fun stuff. Let's not get deep. Uh, so you talked a little bit about Balderdash. Talk about
Baldur's
that
Gate
again.
3.
Boulder State. Okay.
At Baldur's Gate 3, so it's a computer game that originally came out. I need to Google that. I don't know when the original game came out.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 1 came out in 98,
Okay.
on my dad's birthday, actually.
Huh.
So yeah, it came out in 98, and let's see, when did 2 come out? Because 2 came out in 2000, so it's been 20 plus years since the original Baldur's Gate game came out, and 21 years since the third version of that game came out. And I never played the first or second one. My parents played EverQuest as a kid, so that's what I kind of tried to play. And I never really got into EverQuest, which weird because when I see it, it's like, yeah, I probably should have enjoyed that, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
But Larian Studios took on Baldur's Gate 3 and they did a beta for it like early 2020, like fresh COVID times, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember checking it out. It's like you had to pay the full price for the game to try the beta out, but it looked so fun that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably one of the few purchases I've made in the last few years on video games that it's like I didn't have any regrets on. Like I bought a Nintendo Switch too. Probably not my best purchase. I don't play it that often. Right. But I come back to Baldur's Gate 3 constantly because how replayable it is.
Scratches that itch.
Yeah.
That talking in another podcast about comfort games, and it sounds like that's your comfort game that you just come back to.
Yeah, it used to be Pokemon, but I kind of just got out of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now I go to Baldur's Gate 3 or I'll go to Hogwarts.
Far Cry's me.
Yeah. I enjoyed Far Cry
Primal.
Primal I liked. The other Far Cry games I didn't care for.
Yeah. I like them. They're fun, just do missions and, kind of that GTA thing, but a little less, you don't have to watch for police to pull you over when you're doing something crazy. But yeah, Primal I thought was a blast. And, talk about an RPG where you're just kind of creating. There's not really much of a storyline other than...
No, it's just survive. That's the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me, Baldur's Gate 3, it's one of those games that it's so popular still to this day. Like it's officially came out August of 23. But it is still like always like the past 2 years. Is this game of the year? Is this game of the year? Like it's still getting awards and accolades for how good it is. And it's in a time when everything has like DLC.
Yeah.
Like everything has microtransactions and DLC. It's not that. Like you can buy the special edition and you get a couple cosmetic things, but you don't need to. And it's like it's a full complete game. Like they spent so long to make it and release it, and it reminds me of like before DLC became a thing, like Xbox 360, PS3 era. That's what it like reminds me of, the playability. It feels like a complete game. It doesn't feel like a game where I'm playing it and I get done and I now have to pay $20-$30 to play more of it.
Yeah. So some of the stuff that I do know about D&D is how much music that it's inspired too.
Yeah.
Zeppelin being a big thing with Lord of the Rings, and their music very influential with Dungeons and Dragons. I got to shout out Stonehenge from Spinal Tap too, just because I love that movie. But
and like, of course, there's always people that like. I didn't know what a dulcimer was until D&D.
Yeah,
like you have all these old style, like Renaissance style instruments. Like you get a rebirth from like the Italian Renaissance, the medieval periods. Like it takes influences from those, so it almost it's almost a resurgence of those instruments and like music in general. Like it's hard to say which ones were directly influenced by D&D for me, because I sometimes do just listen to like instrumental music and like my brain immediately when you started asking the question was the Diggy Hole song, like the dwarf Diggy Hole. I think who comes out to that? I know that there's somebody in Colorado that does, and I can't remember her name. She's the one that comes out with the hammer though. My brain is forgetting her name, and I hate that.
Yeah,
because I work with her at RMP now, and I can't remember her name. Lilith, I think.
Okay,
that might be it. My brain's not working on that one.
Other things about D&D and pop culture, obviously Stranger Things, back to a lot of that era of the 80s where D&D was massive. and that came up. D&D group there. What other things in pop culture can people look at, or can you see the effects of Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, in theater specifically, like there's a D&D play, She Kills Monsters. They made that movie, the Dungeons
Couple
and
of
Dragons.
couple of different ones. The recent one was pretty good.
Yeah, and the puppetry in that was fantastic. I think it's also like it's gotten a lot of people going to Renaissance fairs and trying out LARPing, and like I've seen like the wrestling spot where people do Legos, but I've also seen recently people are doing like the D4 dice, which are like the triangle ones, the pyramid ones that like I don't want to take a bump on that. Somebody tells me they're going to throw me on that, I am going to say, "Sure, bud." And as soon as they try, I'm not going to let them.
Yeah.
Because like you see those spots and like it's interesting because you ask society wise, you see sometimes people wearing shirts that are Dungeons and Dragons and they don't even realize it. Like fantasy games in general are very inspired by D&D. Like there's the game Pathfinder that was a direct descendant of D&D 3.5. You have the new game Daggerheart that the Critical Role cast did, that is what was wrong with D&D, trying to fix it. You have a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so many of those.
Yeah. I'm hoping somebody searches for it and finds Nerdstalgia.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, like when I was in Georgia, there was this one store and they had a bunch of cameras set up to like record 3D printers going. And I got why. It's because they wanted to be able to check on it in the middle of the night or day to see if those are still going right.
Oh, sure.
But the entire time they kept trying to like figure out how to make money. And I'm like, dude, there's plenty of people around that have come by asking about D&D. And while you sell the books and you'll occasionally have a game, like you have a back room that you're not doing anything with, put a table in there, put those cameras around there, and let people record their games. So if they start making money, you can start charging a little bit, like $10 an hour, $20 an hour for recording sessions where you provide them the materials and they have a place to play, give them snacks, that type of deal.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it. And I'm like, there's money, there's opportunity right there, and you're not taking it.
It amazes me how many business owners leave money on the table. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, he ended up going under, and I wasn't too surprised. Like I tried to help out where I could, but
yeah, there's a comic book store here in town that used to sell some stuff on consignment, and he closed the place down without telling me like he was in trouble. I'm like, dude, you knew I was trying to open a business. I would have helped. Like we could have gone together, and I could have boosted your stock. But hey,
yeah, even if you like help take, like you moved in with them in that store,
exactly.
And like you sell both, like, but that's just business. Some people don't see it that way. Like,
yeah,
I make professional wrestling gear, and I sell it, but there's stuff I don't do. But I'm like, hey, I don't do this. I recommend this person or this person, because in the end, I'm not trying to take competition away from them. I'm saying it's not something I can do. Like I don't have the patience to do like the gemstoning on stuff, but I know the person that'll do it. Yeah. I'll make you your base gear and they'll do it, and you'll have some of the best looking gear because they're better at it than I am. I'm better at making gear than them.
Yeah.
And it's a good combination. That's how getting people. Yeah.
Yeah. We're all trying to make it in this world, man. Lifting each other up.
Like I see too many places where it's like they think getting better means somebody else has to suffer.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
when I'm in a match and I'm beating somebody, that's a different story. Yeah. But in general,
well, shoot, you look at, I mean, dude, you're in wrestling, so you look at local promotions and how they don't want to play together, and it's like, guys.
No, I literally came from a place in Georgia where it was weekly shows.
Yeah.
Constantly. Like a slow week I was doing a match, at least 2 usually.
Yeah.
But here it's like every company does a show a month, and I'm like, if people kind of got together and like went in together, you could do weekly shows, even if it's different companies not using the same talent.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing to see.
Yep. Yeah. I'd love to see it, and yeah, there's a lot of potential for Colorado Indies. I mean, there's multiple reasons that when I was doing the grand opening, I wanted wrestling there. Part of it's I'm a big wrestling fan. I thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be nostalgic like the first
Yeah.
Nitro. I thought it would definitely grab a buzz and go, what's this? And hopefully go a little viral and help the wrestler, the promotion, and the store, the mall. But
Well, like
also,
sorry, go.
but also, I like local businesses. I'm a local retail business. I've got a local 3D printer business and a local wrestling company. And there's so much cool stuff here that people don't know about. So let's share it.
Well, it's also like, I know the talent pool in Colorado is insane.
Yeah.
Like, realistically,
The
I see a
matches are
lot of the same
super,
guys.
a lot of quality matches that anytime I go to an indie show, it's a blast. And it's not just junk wrestling. Like, if you've never been to a quality indie show, go to a quality indie show.
Yeah, like honestly, like go to CWC, go to BPW, go to Lucha Libre and Laughs, go to Rocky Mountain Pro, go to Primos. Like,
Yeah.
they all work differently, and you'll see
Yeah.
some of the same people there.
Yep.
But if you want like that more gritty ECW style matches, that's Primos. If you want the more I don't want to say choreographed, the more, how do I put it? The more produced, polished, to a T style, go to Rocky Mountain Pro. If you want very classic style pro wrestling, I would say that's a Battleground Pro. If you want a kind of a
Battleground was on a great show. I mean, I chose them.
I've been working there for a year now, and it's it is my favorite show to work with. And I'm a little biased. I live like 10 minutes from where they usually, not even 10 minutes. I live a mile from the Greeley Rec Center where they usually perform. And
I know Ray thinks a lot of the place too, because he's the one that hooked me up there and said this is the place I recommend.
Yeah, like, and it's that thing on like Ray and I, we wrestled together. Like, we've wrestled each other a couple times, and we may not get along in the ring, but we agree on that. Like, Battleground is one of the best places to work. Like, the talent pool there is insane because you don't get like Pete. This one is, sorry, I'm calling you out on this one. Pete, you have given so many people chances that may not have been ready for them, but giving them the chance to let them step up and show you what they had, it was fantastic. Like, I've recommended 3 people myself to Pete that he has used, and hopefully they become mainstays. One has become a mainstay, one's being booked more regularly, and like, it's nice to see.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about wrestling, is seeing the come up and seeing what people make of themselves. And it's a way to promote yourself and show the greatness within. All you need is the right shot. And if you want to see the greatness within, the Nicky Hyde, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, check him out at BTW Brawl in the Mall. We're going to be at the show on the 31st as well.
Yes, I am.
All right. Do you know your opponent's going to be there?
Yes, I am facing from Texas, NWA Texas regular, Bam Bam Malone. So I'm excited to kind of get back to that old style NWA wrestling.
Okay.
And get somebody else that does it with me.
That is my wife's birthday, so I will have to check it out on YouTube the later than that. So I will not be able to make the 31st.
I believe it also streams through military radio. I just can't remember the name of it. Yeah, it is the military broadcast radio.
Military broadcast radio?
Yes.
So
yeah, it streams
military
with the show.
Yeah. Great. And then, is it live on YouTube? Is it uploaded to YouTube at a later time?
It is usually uploaded a later time, but you can watch it directly off of the military broadcast radio website. That's mbradio.us.
Okay. All right. Great way to catch it live or on delay. Tickets. I know you can get tickets for the event.
Oh, okay. So there's a couple deals going on right now. There's the 4-pack tickets, which is $90. So you can get 4 tickets for $90. Still can get the access pass.
Yeah.
That is $275 through the 31st.
Yeah, and that'll get you all 11 shows.
Yep.
11 shows, correct?
Yes.
Greeley. So, and then if you want to check them out in Colorado Springs, that show, Brawl in the Mall, will be free of charge. Check it out. 11 a.m.s when the first match starts. We'll have one match an hour for 5 hours, and then they'll be out of there after 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then but we'll have stuff going all day at the store.
And then, yeah, that's it. Battleground Pro Wrestling, 11 to 3:30 or so on the 24th, and then showtime for Battleground Uprising starts at, I believe, doors open at 5:30, first bell at 6. Yeah.
All right. Well, Nicky, I appreciate you joining, and hope that people check out your matches. Go see him live with Primo's, Rocky Mountain Pro, or Battleground Pro Wrestling. Best place to check him out first, January 24th, Citadel Mall, and we'll see you at the grand opening. Stop by the store, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays we close at 6, and Mondays we're closed. Come let us know what you're nerdy about. Until next time, thanks again.